All right, good morning. This is the second part of Just on the Brink of Success, 10 tips on how to receive a promotion. And in the first training, I went over the basics of the ebook and why I want people tips on how to receive a promotion. And I said that briefly, it takes money to expand the kingdom of God, and it takes the people of God to have influence and at their respective workplaces and communities to bring restoration to the world. That time is now. We need not procrastinate on that time. That time is now. Whatever God desires for you to do, you got to hear from Him and go in that direction. Also, as a summary, real quick, before we go on to tip 3 and proceeding forward, that many tips found in this ebook have been tested and proven according to my career progression. I've never progressed alone. We'll never progress alone. We always need one another. And as a disclaimer, I said that every job and career situation is different, but when we apply the principles with the right heart and the right motivation, God gives us desire of our heart according to His riches and glory. So that is very important. Also, touched on that it would be very difficult and unwise for me to provide you with 10 easy tips or 10 ways to get promoted. It's funny because the marketers and the copywriters, they use that type of thing to increase the number of visitors. And we like things that are easy. Many times we don't like things that have to do with our commitment. And when we hear the word easy or free, it triggers something on the inside of us. It allows us to buy into things that are really fantasy. So lastly, there's the truth that there's no easy way to get promoted, or there are any specific steps we can take to get a promotion. Promotion comes from within, but who you are and what you know has to be applied in a practical manner where what you do can be measured. So this ebook itself, the 10 tips on how to get a promotion at your job, are the practical steps that allows you to measure your success and could possibly end with you being promoted. I think I identified lastly was promoted because I'm looking at the ebook now as I'm reading it to you. And let's see. Oh, the first things first, let's define promotion again, because in the first training session, we defined a promotion, but I got to go back and redefine it so we can be refreshed in our minds. That I define promotion as an advancement in a career setting. In some cases, frontline employees take on new supervisory or managerial roles when they have experienced promotion. In other cases, managers and area supervisors take on new supervisory roles and management roles or managerial roles, which can result in them becoming the director, vice president, or president of a company. Also, there is usually an increase in responsibility, pay, wage, or salary when you receive a promotion. So that's in the essence on the external or outward evidence of a promotion, but all the promotion that is needed first comes within, because if we're not ready to handle the responsibility from within, then we'll collapse within, because there's so much emotional turmoil and there's so many things that we have to persevere through with more responsibility. If it's not in God's hands, then it could be maintenance on ours. So real quick, we left off on the tip 3. I'm going to probably do tip 3, 4, and 5, maybe 6, because I am doing a campaign for January. From January, I believe it's 10th to January 20th, we'll do 10, 10, and 10. So we'll give you 10 tips in 10 days for $10. So we'll take this ebook and expand on it and touch upon a tip a day. So the tip a day, we're going to expand on it and give a deeper depth meaning of it, and still bringing it in a practical manner, but we're making it available to the people that desire promotion in their jobs. For 10 days, 10 tips for $10. That's $1 a day. And you'll hear more about that campaign as this month proceeds on. Even though we're almost at the end of the year, we're still going to start out fresh and continue to be consistent throughout the year. So let's do this tip 3 thing. Tip 3, I'm reading from the ebook. Understand that when you accept your job, you have entered into a relationship. You work with your organization and not for the organization. Realize that you are not a slave. You are a key player that plays a part on a team. This tip is loaded because some people don't understand that when you enter into any type of relationship with a job, that is a relationship, so there has to be expectations set, and the expectations have to be realistic. One of the key things that I saw in my progression, and I saw in people's stagnation, was they didn't manage expectations correctly. They put themselves first before they put the organization. And when you come into a relationship with any person, place, or thing, it's always them or it before you. So that's one of the things that hinders people from proceeding and progressing in their careers, is because they, number one, they think a job is just a job. They don't understand it's an assignment, and then not understanding that the expression of your true identity. But when you come into a relationship and you accept that job offer, you immediately come into a relationship with that organization. The mission and vision that's tied within the organization is tied to you. So hopefully your mission and vision can coincide with the mission and vision of the organization. And so lastly, you have to remember that you are a part. We are a part of a team. We're not the part. We're not the all in all. In some cases, we have to be to different individuals, but we play a part. We're a piece of a puzzle. We're not the puzzle. All the pieces of the puzzle must come together in order for the puzzle to be complete. So we play a part, not insignificant, but we got to understand that we're a part of a team. We are a key player. We're not a slave. We work together for one common goal. And as we work for one common goal, our individual goals and aspirations, hopefully they'll come to fruition as well. Tip 4 is mentoring. Who was mentoring you? Whatever direction you desire to go into or position you desire to obtain will be realized through mentorship. You must actively seek wisdom from someone who has been there. Knowledge will only take you so far. But wisdom from a mentor within your company that understands where you're trying to go will take you to a place of preeminence. So some individuals and some of us don't seek out mentors within the organization, different veterans that have been where you presently stand in, and veterans that have been where you desire to go. So that is important, because our transparency plays a key role in that we have to open ourselves up to mentorship. Wisdom and knowledge are two totally different things. I've heard a lot of people touch upon it, and all those definitions was excellent, but some of us think that just because we have a whole bunch of knowledge that is going to take us as far. But the wisdom that we need, because the wisdom comes from the experience, the wisdom comes from people rightly applying the principles for the right result, is going to take us to the next level, going lateral, going this way, not up in our career progression. So it's very important to seek out a mentor and to stay consistent with the mentor, and understand that the relationship that you have with the mentor, there has to be expectations set between you and the mentor that's agreed upon by you both. Tip 5, perfect the art of cross training. It's easy for us to take each other's job for granted when we don't understand how our jobs affect the whole. We must take that initiative and see how each piece fits within the puzzle of the entire company. Job shadow other positions within your organization. Once again, your understanding, your decision making will dramatically improve. So once we go into a cross train mode, once I understand what you do in a different department, and once you have an understanding of what I do, I'll think about you and me trying to achieve my individual department goals or my individual goals as a person. So it never goes without saying that we have to really consider each other when we are attempting to accomplish goals, because whatever I do affects the whole. Whatever you do affects the whole. But if I don't understand what you do and you don't understand what I do, out of sight, out of mind, I'll make a decision, you make a decision, it hinders us both. And now it can drive a wedge between us as employees and co-workers or business partners, because you did something without considering how it would affect me, and I did something without considering how it affects you. So the job shadowing piece, we have to take initiative and step up to the plate and be volunteers and desire to learn more about what other people do. Once again, putting other people before ourselves. And I'll finish off on tip 6. Know and understand. My computer went on. That is crazy. But I'm gonna go back. No one understands how numbers drive your company's daily operation. This is a key. Another key. When I say numbers, I mean cost of doing business, a budget, production, revenue, monthly and quarterly, annual figures. If we don't understand how the numbers affect our organization, then some of the individual and departmental goals may not complement the direction our company is going. Any direction we take that is not in the direction of the organization we are submitted to is division. I'm going to repeat this. This is very key. If we and you desire to move forward in your career, and as you move forward in your career, you advance the purpose that God has placed on the inside of you, and as you advance that purpose, it touches other people. So this is the key. Any direction we take that is not in the direction of the organization we are submitted to is division. So I can detach myself and I can divide myself from an organization and not even know it if I don't understand numbers. Remember, numbers tell a story. All stories are told from the end to the beginning with the details in between. So usually if you are in a meeting, the managers, the directors, whoever are the people that are overseeing the operations of a department or the organization will give you numbers and goals to reach for. That is the end result that we're looking for. We start from the beginning. Once we get the end figure or the goal, now the processes have to be in place. All the logistics have to come into place in order for us to accomplish that goal. What did I leave off at? Oh, if we understand the number, we understand numbers and how they affect and impact our daily, everyday actions, then we have a better chance of achieving our individual and departmental goals. And there was a typo. I see that it said out, and I apologize for that. But numbers tell a story. If we don't understand the numbers, if we just see a number as a number and doesn't understand how that number affects what we do on a daily basis, then we could be considered individual because we don't have a full understanding of how this number impacts. I did a training recently, and the staff didn't understand what the number 40% of retention meant. And I asked them, we retain 40% of our pre-90 day students. Pre-90 day students are students that have been in the program that I'm a part of for 90 days or less. And there's a lot of new staff that they didn't understand that number. Me being there for a substantial amount of time, for a little bit over 3.5 years, I understand what the 40% of pre-90 day students mean. That means that we retain out of 100% of the students that we receive that are pre-90, meaning that they've been there 90 days or less, we retain 40%. That is an astronomical number. That tells us that something that we're doing daily is not allowing us to achieve that goal. I understand that goal, I understand the number, and this allows me to modify and change and transform the process that I'm over to help us retain those students. So we'll go into, this is supposed to be a 2-part, but now it's turned into a 3 because we got tip 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we'll do that on the next training, and be looking out for the 10, 10, and 10, and starting January the 10th. 10 tips in 10 days for $10. That's $1 a day. We'll expound on these topics, and I'll give you a more in-depth look and allow the people that want to sign up to have questions, because we'll do it on a teleseminar, and it'll allow people to log in and ask questions in real time, and I'll be able to answer questions in real time if you all want to be a part of it. Or it also allows me to record the training, and you can still ask questions, but each individual may be able to go and be a part of it in live time, real time, or if I record it, they'll still be able to do the same thing. So look out for it. I appreciate you. Have a blessed Sunday. Continue to press forward. If you have any questions, please submit them to me on my Facebook page, Marcus Cage, or divineworks@ymail.com.